Hey everybody, welcome to episode number 5 of Disc Golf Examiner. We have a special episode for you tonight. But first, we have Brian joining us. Brian just got back from Slaughterfest here in Pittsburgh. Brian, how'd it go?
Hey, yeah, I had an amazing time at Slaughterfest. The weather was a little out of control, but we had a lot of fun. Actually, Cody Wingett, the tournament director, after the tournament, his band played. So hopefully we'll have some video for that from that for you. And we'll also have the final 18 holes from Slaughterfest, which is a C tier that took place at Nob Hill here in Cranberry, Pennsylvania. That was a ton of fun. The weather was ridiculous, like I was saying. It was about 40 to 50 degrees, kind of fluctuated. It was very windy. We had sporadic just rain squalls come through. It was definitely a very awesome game of golf. The final 18 holes actually ended up being a real close game. So that round, it was very close between the 4 competitors on the card. So it's definitely going to be one that you don't want to miss.
The big thing, which I don't think you mentioned, is you recorded the final 18. So Disc Golf Examiner will have video of that.
Yes. Yeah. I'm sorry. That's what I meant. We will have 18 holes, the final 18 holes on video that should be released this week. So look forward to that. And we might even have a special commentator on the video. So stay tuned.
Yeah. And if you want to go back, I believe it's episode number 3. We talked about the setup of that tournament. We interviewed the tournament director, Cody Wingett, on that episode. So it's a great little preview if you want to get into what the tournament's going to be like, how his mental state going into setting up this tournament, what he was thinking, and just a little bit of history of Cody. It's a great interview. It also has Tanya from Double Par Designs. We talk about it was her first tournament, so that's kind of our special episode dedicated to TDs. So keep an eye out on Facebook and YouTube. Brian's video will be out, hopefully with a special guest commentator, and it should be out again, like you said, early this week.
And also we wanted to give a special shout out to Adam Couture, who placed second in the intermediate division. Our Adam from Disc Golf Examiner, unfortunately, he couldn't be here with us tonight due to scheduling issues. But good. Congrats to him for winning second place in that division. He's doing pretty good this year with tournaments. He's doing pretty well right now in tournaments this year. So hopefully that just means Adam's going to move up and be even better next year.
All right, so now let's get to the major part of tonight's show. We interviewed Tim from Disc Golf Course Review, dgcoursereview.com. Also known as DGCR. You may see that written out sometimes, but that's a website where there's a community who goes around. They rate, review local disc golf courses, and you kind of get a feel. There's pictures, there's reviews, and that's primarily what I've been using the site for. But I think Brian will tell you, once we started the interview and we started clicking through the site, there is a ton of stuff on this site that I had no idea even existed.
There's a boatload of things that I didn't even realize the site could do. I couldn't believe that, they already have video features. They have groups on there that you can communicate with people socially. They have all these different ways to rate disc golf courses and find out which ones are the coolest, which ones are the most popular, which ones are people going to. Not only 18-hole courses, but 9-hole courses. You can, if you're going on a trip, you can basically plan your route if you have a certain membership with them, and you can see what disc golf courses are on your way between locations. So just so many different things that come in so useful for disc golfers. I definitely think that what they're doing over there is really spectacular. I think you guys will really like the interview with Tim.
I was telling him I've probably used the site 100 times this year, and I'm just kind of looking for new courses, places to play, and I go in, I don't even log in. I just kind of casually browse the site, I'm not a member. But I've used it 100 times, and I just was looking at courses, and I had no idea how much information is actually on that site, and the way you can filter information, and the way you can search different courses. It is intense, and we'll get into all of that in the interview. But Brian, let's get started with it right now.
All right, and away we go.
Let's do this.
If you're ready, I'm ready.
I'm ready. Hey everybody, welcome to this episode of Disc Golf Examiner. We have a great guest tonight. We have Tim from Disc Golf Course Review tonight. I'm sure many of you are familiar with this website. You probably use it to check out local courses in your area. And there's a ton of other features we really want to jump into and get some information and some future direction where the site is going and how it's growing. So Tim, welcome to the show tonight.
Thank you.
And also joining us is our co-host is Brian.
Hey guys, how you doing?
So Tim, we always like to go back to the beginning. We're always interested in the storytelling side. We're interested in learning about how you got started in the sport. Can you remember the first time you went out and played disc golf?
Yeah, it was, I can't remember the year. It was quite a while ago, but my friends and I were just off for the summer from college and stuff and had nothing to do. And I lived near this course at Ellison Park in Rochester, New York. And we drove by and I asked him, what are those metal things? And he kind of explained it. We went to Dick's, bought a shark and whatever, a gazelle or something. Went back and played, and then we just played every day that summer, and I just kind of got hooked.
Was it when you started playing back then? Is that when you started to realize there's more of a need? Is that how Disc Golf Course Review came along to kind of document?
I was kind of playing. I mean, I played there, the various Rochester courses. I think there were 3 or something at the time, and then we started kind of exploring a little further out. We drove to Pennsylvania, kind of Pittsburgh area, Moraine, things like that. And in the process of trying to figure out where to go, it was really difficult because you had the PDGA directory, but that just gave you all right, a course exists here, but you don't know anything about it. So you get there and it kind of sucks. And then you're kind of disappointed because you just drove 3 hours or whatever it is to get to this place. And so I thought maybe, a way to review courses, because I was sitting there, to go to the club site, download maps, try to, look at pictures, see if it's worth traveling to. There was an entire process in planning these trips back then. That was very involved. And I felt like if I could just consolidate all that information in one spot, it might make it easier for myself and I guess other people as well.
And just with those handful of courses you started with, you started documenting them. How many courses has the site grown to?
I don't even know, 7,000, 6,000, between 6,000 and 7,000.
And it's all over the world. It's not just limited to the United States.
Yeah, correct. It's got courses from pretty much every place that there are courses.
And you mentioned that the courses are ranked and rated, and that's not your rating. You let the community do that. What's kind of the process that the community goes through to give those ratings?
So you just sign up for the site. There's a 24-hour waiting period after signing up to make sure that if you have a really bad experience and you go home and you're all pissed off, you should probably reflect on it a little bit before just giving the course a 0. But then beyond that, you just sign up for the site, or if you're already a member, and just go click the reviews tab, review this course, and just write a short little review and give it a number just based on your opinion.
Did you have when you first started, did you have a lot of people rating their courses based on their play instead of the actual design and layout?
I mean, there's people that still do that. But for the most part, I think it was a slow start, but people were kind of doing it fairly. I never really had to push them to do it in a certain way. They kind of just got it from the beginning. Obviously, people that, if you live in the middle of nowhere somewhere where you only have one course and that's all you've experienced, and you're like, this is the best course I've ever played in my life. And, it's every hole is 150 feet or something like that. And that guy's going to rate it a 5. And I mean, there's names for the different, that's a Homer review kind of, because they think their local course is the greatest thing ever. Usually it's the other reviewers will then kind of balance that out. So that eventually whatever sits at is fairly accurate in terms of like the quality of the course.
And ratings aren't the only thing people can contribute. Are there other things they can add to really enhance the online experience of a course?
Yeah, I mean, they could add like like every course has maps, scorecards, links to more information about the course, whether it be a club site or whatever the case may be. Pictures, videos. They can add their own scores to the course. They can volunteer as a guide for the course. So if you're going somewhere out of the way, you can click guides on the site and see if someone's willing to kind of lead you around the course if you want that.
Oh wow, that's a
They
great
can post
feature.
they can post their lost discs, and there's new stuff coming up too that I'm working on.
And it's not just available online. It's but is it also available in an app or anything?
Yeah, we have I have there's an iOS app and an Android app that I have paid somebody to develop and to continue to develop. So I have like tons of features planned for that in the future, and then just the website itself.
Well, what are some of the best features of the mobile app that are in play right now? Like, what do you see people going back to over and over again?
Probably just the ease of finding courses and the course information. Like you can access all the photos, videos, and things like that directly from the app. Whole information, the ease of score entry. So it's like super easy. You can fly through the score entry because it was kind of designed with the idea of recording your card's score in the least amount of taps as possible. So you should be able, if you turn off some of the features, you could record the score for a card of 4 with just 4 taps, and it would automatically shoot you to the next hole. And then there's this upcoming stuff coming up, but I'm not quite sure when everything will be released because I'm paying somebody else to do it. He's kind of doing it in his spare time because it's not an ideal situation for development, but slow, but it gets there.
Any hints as to what some of the features might be? We won't hold you to it.
Just a lot of tweaks. It looks like like a redesign of the course screens, new stats, bringing more site features to the app, leaderboards, some interesting social features that I haven't quite worked out yet, but that should be super cool.
Nice. You mentioned you said that it's just you. So all this has really come together just from your vision and your time and blood and sweat.
Yeah, I pretty much do everything by myself. I have help in the forum, but in terms of just the main site and the coding and all that stuff and like moderating all the course information, that's all me.
Wow. That's quite a job.
Yeah, I'm checking the site constantly. Like if I didn't kind of moderate the course pages and the pictures and everything, it would probably be a hot mess. But it's almost like curated content in a sense, because I kind of make sure that anything that's added to a course page is going to be useful to somebody looking at it. So it's it's cool that if you got an ace at this course, but putting it on the DGCR course page, in the photo section, isn't going to really help somebody visualize what that course looks like. So it's more kind of like a Facebook/forum thing, and I just kind of want to concentrate on the course itself and show that off as best possible.
Do you think video for courses would be a thing in the future?
I mean, you can already add YouTube videos and Vimeo and a couple other things. So,
oh, cool.
And some courses do have that. It just generally takes more effort by the people to make something like that, so you don't see as much of it.
True. Yeah, we've been covering the local tournaments here in the Pittsburgh area, so that might be something that we can add onto there. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, because usually, like, to take a quick picture from the tee or from like the basket or whatever takes 1 second, but like if you're going to do a video, that takes far more planning.
Absolutely, yes, absolutely.
Now, did I see that there's different levels of membership? You can also register as a member, but there's also a premium membership?
Yeah, correct. So that's kind of, it gives you a bunch of different features. Let me see here. I'll just go through them. So the big ones are you can, if you use the site for recording scores and stuff, there's tons of different charts and graphs that you can customize by date and like hole number and everything. So you can analyze your game like to the tiniest detail. There's something called a route map, which you're traveling from like, Pittsburgh to St. Louis or something. You can punch that in. It'll Google map that route, and then you can say, show me courses within 5 to 10 miles of my route, and it'll pop up all those courses so you can kind of see what's on your way to your destination without going too far out of the way.
Oh, I dig that. That's awesome. I just went on a couple trips over the past couple months here, and that comes incredibly handy for whenever I'm going on trips. I like that a lot.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. A lot of forum stuff, just like very like, increased private messages, like different features that you can get in there. Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at a list here. There's like 25 things on it. I'm just kind of covering the highlights.
Sure, and then to do that, to become a premium member, is that just a one-time fee? Is it annual?
It's $25 a year.
Okay.
So
and you get all the bonus stuff.
Yeah, exactly. So one thing people like is you can exclude courses you've already played when you're browsing for new courses.
Oh, cool.
So that's on one of the other things.
I noticed that you have tournaments on here now too with contact information. That's fantastic. I think that's really useful.
Yeah, I'm hoping to beef that up in the future. Right now, it's just a super basic listing service, but I'd like to add more to it as I find time to do it.
Are you adding it, or can the members also submit?
They add all the information. So all the information on the site is added by members.
Okay, even the tournaments, they can add their own.
Yeah, because there's no way I'm going to know where every tournament is taking place.
I do see if somebody wants to add their tournament, they can click on tournaments, and then there's a little link there to how to add tournament to the calendar.
Yep. And
if you click that, there's full directions there.
Yeah. I mean, you pretty much just go to the course page and click the add tournament button.
Okay.
So
that's pretty simple.
Yeah, and then you can if it takes place at more than one course, there's a drop down, or there's like 5 drop downs with the nearby courses. So if it's like at Worlds, for example, there would be like a core course that you add it to, but then you add all the other courses that are nearby, and then they'll all show up on the tournament page. You can add your schedule. People can RSVP.
Yeah, it is a phenomenal resource, and I've used it probably 100 times. Just in this year alone, I'm constantly checking it and looking for new courses near us. We have one that just upgraded to a 20-hole course called Sugar Creek.
Okay,
it's about a half an hour from here. I just found out about it. We played 2 rounds last week, and it's phenomenal. We're actually going to interview them. Mostly because of your site, because we went out. I actually lost the disc. And the person who found it designed the course, and so now we're gonna follow them through the course and kind of talk about design and what they were thinking, how they use the terrain, and it's all this is coming from DG Course Review. So it's those little ripple effects that you're creating in the community. It's pretty amazing.
That's awesome.
It's a phenomenal resource. So, I definitely appreciate it. I definitely use it immensely.
I mean, thank you. I've heard from private course owners or just in general that like once it gets kind of listed and gets some notoriety on the site, that if it's a pay to play private course, they see the revenue, goes up, number of players goes up. Like Flip City, for example. I don't know how popular it was before, but I think the site has certainly helped its popularity because it's pretty far out there. Even if you live in Michigan, I mean, it's kind of, you drive down this dirt road. It's a ways. But I think he sees a lot more play thanks to it kind of being featured prominently on the site.
Is there a way for people who own private courses, or if somebody wants to boost a course, is there a way to get like a premium placement?
No, there isn't. So
Okay.
It's pretty much just normal search results. And then wherever it lies.
So as the board, it's all powered by the community. There's no way to buy a rating or.
No, I mean, unless somebody's coming to play your course and you give them $20 to give it, a good score on the site, which I'm not getting any of that, but.
No. Have you caught anybody cheating, trying to boost their rankings?
Yeah, there's a lot of the members on the site. They're kind of on the lookout for shady reviews and stuff, and they'll bring them up on like a forum thread, or they'll contact me or whatever, and we'll look into it. I can't, there's usually just like a one-off review. Sometimes I think there was only one time where it seemed like a coordinated effort to get one course into the top 10. But for the most part, just on occasion, there'll be just like a really weird, shady review.
And that's just a testament to the quality of the ratings. They've been spot on. Everything I've read or reviewed, you see all sides of the spectrum when you read the reviews on this site. And you see, some people are very picky. Some people really punish 9-hole courses.
Yeah.
But they're honest, and they're very well balanced when you read through them all, and you get a great feel of the course.
So you can actually follow reviewers that you kind of like their style, just to see what courses they play. And then also we have a trusted reviewer system. So based on the number of reviews you write, how people rate them, how many courses you play, things like that, you get kind of a different status. And you can filter ratings just to see these trusted reviewers, which are kind of people that have invested the time in creating, writing quality reviews, and see what their take is on the course. And for the most part, it's usually fairly similar to the masses, I guess. But on occasion, like, it would filter out all the people that are just like, they call them drive-by reviewers. They've written one review, never visited the site again. It's like, this course is best, and they're gone. But like, usually if you do the trusted reviewer filter, you can get an even better kind of picture of what the rating should be.
Now I'm just going through the site here. I'm looking at all these different course ranking lists here that you have, from top rated to most played, most favorited. I think that's an awesome tool to go through and see, hey, what course do I want to play next? I love that.
Yeah, if you click on more top rated courses, you can break them down by top private courses, top pay to play.
Yep.
Or even by state if you want to. And destinations would be courses that have more than one course on site.
That's great. There's a top 9-hole course as well. That's great.
Yeah, some people requested that, and seemed like a cool idea. And then if you also, if you like go to your profile, there's all sorts of things, like you can see all the courses you played on a map. You can see, how many courses in the world you've completed. So I've played 4.3% of the courses in the world.
Oh man,
wow!
And that's broken down by country and state, and just kind of fun little features like that. That there's tons of stuff buried in the site that I've created that I just either forget, I don't promote well, or I just kind of make it. I think it's cool, and then I forget about it.
Did I see badges as well?
Yeah, there's badges as well.
Cool.
So there's a Hall of Fame, and you can see who got the badges and stuff for like adding links, adding maps, writing reviews, adding courses, photos. I mean, there's one for quite a few things.
If you look at your profile real quick, what % of New York courses have you played? You said 4% of the world, but I'd be curious of your New York percentage.
Let's see. In New York, I have played 62%.
That's amazing.
Wow.
So yeah, there's 114 courses in New York. I played 71 of them.
Wow.
I wish we had that many around here.
Well, I just moved to an area where I'm in the boonies. I have one course near me now. It's kind of sad.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, but I'm 2 hours away from Allentown, so I'm kind of excited about that, and that'll be my kind of weekend getaway.
Yeah, it's a great area. Tim, I want to thank you for joining us tonight. The resource is incredible. Anybody listening, if you're not using dgcoursereview.com, check it out. There's an app. There's different levels of membership. You can just join for free if you just want to. You don't even have to join. You can, like I right now, I'm using the course just to find things by searching. But if you want to log in and get a ton of benefits of the site, there's a lot of hidden features that we discussed tonight. It is a phenomenal resource. Tim, anything else you want to plug, or Or
I mean, not really. I guess just if anyone out there is listening, they can hit up the forum because it's actually a really valuable resource. That's kind of there's just a link on the homepage, but tons of information if you want to analyze. You have somebody analyze your throw or just kind of talk about different discs and things like that. It's pretty awesome. There's guys that'll really help you kind of throw farther, better. Recommend discs for your bag. Maybe you got a hole in your bag and you need it filled by some specific mid-range or something to help you out. It's pretty cool.
excellent. Well, thank you again. This is incredible.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, thanks so much, Tim. It's a great resource that you've provided us here.
Well, thanks. I'm really glad you guys find it useful.
We're not the only ones. I'm sure there's thousands.
Yeah, I mean, a couple more people as well.
Yeah.
But hey, it's always nice to hear, like, regardless. Like,
Yeah.
people find it, like your site helped me find this awesome course or whatever it may be.
All right, we're back from an interview with Tim from DGCourseReview.com. Check it out. It's a phenomenal resource if you're traveling, if you're just getting into disc golf in your local area and you want to find out where courses are. Check it out, DGCourseReview.com. Brian and I use it extensively. They're not an advertiser. We don't get paid to say that. It is a tremendous resource. We're very glad it's there.
Yeah, absolutely. And I just couldn't believe how many different things there were. It's just endless what you can do on that site. Even looking up tournaments. I love it. A little short one today, but I wanted to say thank you. I was able to talk with some of our fans at Slaughterfest, and we really do appreciate you guys leaving us reviews, giving us reviews on iTunes, Stitcher, wherever you do your podcast listening at. So we really do appreciate any time you guys leave us a review. Please make sure to do that. If you haven't, like our Facebook page. You can always leave us a comment, send us a message. Maybe you want to see a show on something in particular. Maybe we can make that happen. If you are somebody who wants to promote something in disc golf that you're doing, perhaps you have a new invention or you have a tournament coming up, we would definitely be interested in talking with you. Feel free to give us a message on Facebook. You can also find us on YouTube at Disc Golf Examiner. Subscribe and you'll get all of our videos whenever they come in. You'll get an email alerting you that, there's a video for you. So, we have Slaughterfest coming up. So if you are subscribed to our YouTube channel or like our Facebook page, you'll get an alert whenever that comes out. So definitely make sure to do that. Jeff, anything you want to add to that?
No, I'm really excited to see the footage. One of the things Cody stressed about is for that tournament, every hole was in the C pin. So it was just going to be a brutal event.
Yeah, they were, a lot of them were in the hardest positions, and even hole 6 at Nob Hill was actually turned into a island hole.
Oh, man.
Yeah, so it was definitely brutal. A lot of people got slaughtered.
Hence the name.
Yes, Slaughterfest.
All right, you want to send this one home?
Absolutely. Thanks so much for listening to Disc Golf Examiner, guys. Don't forget to go out there and bang some chains.
All right, if you're still listening, I know you're enjoying this content. You're listening all the way to the end of the show. Please, if you could just take one moment to rate, review, and subscribe to this podcast, Disc Golf Examiner, on iTunes, it would mean so much to us. These first 60 days are critical to getting the show off the ground, and each review, each subscription really helps us move that needle just a little bit further. In exchange, here's what I'm going to do. We've never done this before. I'm going to tell you the next show coming up is a phenomenal, jam-packed interview from UDisc, the makers of the app, the great scorekeeping app on your phone. I'm going to give you that information up front in exchange that I hope you'll be so excited about that interview that you'll rate, review, and subscribe on iTunes